There's a natural connection between hunting and then what I do as far as cooking. I'm a big believer in full utilization and respect of anything that you harvest. You shouldn't take an animal if you don't intend to use every bit of it that you can. Hi, I'm Matt Pittman from Waxahachie, Texas. I'm the pit master and owner of MeatChurch BBQ. So I've really wanted to get back to my roots of hunting and focus more on outdoor cooking, because think about fire and the primal nature of it. It gets no better. I mean, you're back at the core of what we do. I have 3 goals on this trip. First, obviously, to shoot an elk. It'd be my first elk. Secondly, to get him on the smoker. Third, to prove you can have great food at elk camp regardless.
Wind's not the best, but I still think we should sit. It could start to change before they get here. It's nice and hot, so I imagine they'll want to come wallow.
Our strategy for this hunt, in the morning we kind of hunt the lower portion of the ranch. We've thrown out some cow calls. It's early, it's first week in September. Nothing's talking. So we feel like we're hunting ghosts. I'm passionate about food. And one of the things I was excited about on this hunt is proving you can go to elk camp and have great food at the same time. Hey guys, today I'm going to show you guys how to make something really cool at elk camp. It's a twist on the classic. So if you grew up like me in a family with not a lot of money, you probably grew up on bologna. I'm going to show you guys how to make a smoked bologna. This bologna chub that we've got today in our Yeti was like $6. I'm going to tell you right now, you don't have to go buy some hoity-toity $5 a pound beef bologna chub. You can just get the cheap stuff. And for all you naysayers, I have to tell you, I'm batting 1,000 on people that say they don't like bologna and they love this. So after I've sliced it long ways, I'm gonna just repeat that process on the other side. All right, so now that we've finished scoring it, I'm gonna apply a little bit of a slather. I'm gonna use yellow mustard. You could use olive oil. This won't affect the flavor, so don't be worried if you don't like mustard like this bee does. This is just a way for your seasoning to adhere quicker, and you go crazy with this. You don't have to be light with your seasoning. So we've got it set at 275 degrees today. That's not all that important with bologna. Depending on your time, you could go a little hotter if you want to, 300, even 325, you're not gonna hurt it. But at 275, I'm gonna try to put about 3 hours smoke on this, and then we're gonna be good to go. So we're gonna close it down and just let it roll. And like I said, the beauty of this is this can last you, a full hunt. This is a lot of meat, it's 5 pounds. You were a naysayer. I'm about to make you a believer.
All right, let's try it.
There's yours, let me get mine ready.
All right. Are you sure that's bologna?
Only the finest $6 for 5 pounds of meat you can find. Hunting was probably my main hobby and passion for many years, and so that's why I'm really excited now to kind of rekindle that. That's something I missed, and I guess it's like riding a bike, it just doesn't leave you.
There could be other bulls back here. He might not be by himself. So something else could come. we're just kind of in a bad spot right here. It's just early on in the hunt. We should cruise along this lower bench, and I'll call here and there as we go out. If nothing happens, then we'll go back and you can get some food ready for us.
I love cooking, it brings people together. So why not take everybody that's in your camp, make them something good to eat, sit around the picnic table, have a drink and enjoy it. And so we've been focusing on shorter type recipes. I want to take a chuck roast, which is a really inexpensive piece of meat, put it in the Traeger for a couple hours to hit it with some smoke flavor. I love imparting smoke into my meats. And then we're gonna wrap it up in foil, kind of braise a little and break it down until we can pull it apart. And we can use that pulled beef on sandwiches. We can use it in tacos, which is what we're gonna do. It's that simple. I'm gonna wrap some of these up in foil and we're gonna take them out this evening.
Now we're
Tastes like
talking.
brisket.
Now we're talking. That is excellent. Dude, seriously,
It tastes like brisket, doesn't it?
it's awesome.
I'm gonna save this one for you. It's been a really tough hunt, to be honest with you. It's just, again, so early. It just hasn't happened yet, but that's why they call it hunting, right? That's what I think when you do get successful, you appreciate that animal that you harvested and you'll think about it every bite you take until the freezer's empty. So that was essentially the end of my hunt. I do, however, have one more recipe that I want to share with you. One of my favorites, which is a chuck roast recipe. I love cooking with chuck roast because it's less than $6 a pound. This is choice grade. It's just under 2.5 pounds. It's about a $12 piece, really affordable. You can find it anywhere. So what I'm gonna do with today is to make it into what I call poor man's burnt ends. A Kansas City burnt end actually comes from brisket. So effectively, they cook a brisket whole. They take the point end of the brisket, the fattier end of the brisket. After it's cooked, they cube the point into 1-inch pieces. They add seasoning to it that's a little sweet. They put barbecue sauce on it. They toss it in that. They put it in a pan and they put it back in their pit for about an hour. So the fat in that meat continues to render and the sauce caramelizes. And what you're left with is one of the most amazing bites in barbecue, probably top 3 barbecue bite for me. But first things first, we gotta season it. So it's my traditional seasoning, but it has a little sugar in it, which makes a great balanced barbecue rub, and it's amazing on burnt ends. So I'm gonna go pretty liberal with this application, pat it on, and I'm gonna season all sides. I'm gonna cook at 275. I keep all my recipes nice and simple at that temperature, but you can go kind of higher or lower depending on your preference. The key here is to impart smoke flavor and get it up to that internal temperature into the 190s. So just so you know, a brisket is tender just after 200. So that's why we're cooking this so high. We're not cooking it like a steak to like, you know, medium rare temperatures and things like that. We're going much further with this, and it should be great. Our chuck roast has been rolling in the Traeger for about 2 hours at 275. It's not, you know, to the point of being tender yet. We're gonna check the internal temp. So we're just over 150 degrees. That's good enough for me to go ahead and wrap it, which will help tenderize it even quicker. So I'm gonna take a half pan and place my chuck roast in it. I'm gonna add a little beef broth, just a little bit in the bottom. So this will kind of act as a braising liquid. Then we're gonna wrap it tight in foil. So if I maintain the same temperature, probably gonna take just over an hour for it to get around 200 degrees. Check this in about an hour and get ready to have some supper. It's right here in the middle, and I can feel that it's tender. We're in the high 190s, so that means we're where we wanna be. You don't wanna go much further because it'll be really hard to cut. So, pull it off. Okay, so after we rested our chuck roast for about 15 minutes, with our buck knife, we're slicing this into about 1-inch cubes or so. So, you know, remember one reason it was important to rest this meat is when a meat is near 200 degrees, it's actually really hard to slice. It's gonna wanna fall apart on you. Now what we want to do is we want to apply more seasoning, same seasoning we used in the beginning, because all these sides that don't have any seasoning that we just exposed, we want to put a little seasoning on those, and then we're going to toss them in sauce. The best way to do it is to just throw these in a little steam pan. So the flavor profile I like is a Kansas City sauce, so it's sweet with a little heat. And the key here is not to put too much sauce. Toss these around. You just want, the idea is to coat these cubes. You're not trying to pour an inch of sauce in the pan or anything like that. So now that your cubes are covered in sauce, tossed really good, you're gonna go back in your smoker, same temperature, don't change anything, and don't cover it. If you cover this pan, all of that sauce will run off. So for me, this is probably 30, maybe 45 minutes max. You could reach in and toss them one time if you want during that 45 minutes. And after that time, and they look how you want them, pull them out, let them cool, and go to eating. So there you have it. Nice and easy, 5 hour or less cook, poor man's burn-ins from elk camp. And I think in outdoor cooking, you know, there's not a ton of people that have specialized in it. Also, I think there's a lot of people that are frankly kind of afraid of game, even fish. They don't know how to cook it properly. They don't know easy ways. And so I'm excited to kind of share my passion for that with wild game.